All right, so for this project, you are going to use your PowerPoint skills to create something that doesn't look really PowerPoint-y. You're going to start by getting an article, and I have picked this article here. I would suggest that you copy and paste the article link, just like I did, down into the notes pane, just so you don't lose it, because you never know. Then go ahead and pick out the high points of your article. You can print it out or you can copy and paste it to a Google Doc, but what you do have to do is give credit to the author or the source. So, Entrepreneur Magazine, I'll put that on my title slide. And on the final slide, you'll just put a link to your article. And then you're going to read through the article, and you can either take word for word parts or you can paraphrase. You don't have to read the entire thing. Don't read the entire thing. But pick the important parts out so that it makes sense. The one I picked here has 5 different tips. I would say mine was pushing it. I'm about a minute and 22 seconds, and I don't want yours to be more than a minute 30, and I talk real fast. So, finding the top 3 tips for something might be good. And this article does have 5 tips, but I could have picked, 3 or 4 or whatever. Like, for instance, this one here, 4 social media tweaks to make a big impact on your marketing. Um, whatever. So come up with something. And essentially, what I've asked you to do, whoops, went to the wrong page. What I've asked you to do is to locate some article that basically is about anything school appropriate that are tips for self improvement or like work related things. So it could be self improvement related to school or just you personally or like work related things. So I give you some ideas here: being successful, being happy, staying healthy, managing stress, coping with anxiety, studying, whatever. So there's a list here. If you're not sure, just ask me. But that's kind of the general gist of what we're looking for here. Okay, so once you've done that, go watch my example. I'm not going to make you watch it while I do this, but watch the example all the way through so you can kind of see what's going on here. I don't know what I've clicked on. And then down below, I sort of have your steps. So first off, you're going to find your article. Again, put the link at the bottom of your first slide and open it up and copy and paste, into a Google Doc. I actually did mine on a Word doc on OneDrive. You could do it that way too. You don't have to do it in Google. So I went to my OneDrive and just did it on a Word document in there. Either way, it doesn't matter. Once you get it sort of typed out what you want to say, read it and kind of read it fast because I don't want it to be boring like you're reading a storybook. Like the pace I'm talking at now is kind of boring. So, if we're trying to be exciting and like, here's 3 tips for da 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 da. So you need to have some like inflection in your voice and sound excited. Some words are loud, that sort of thing. So about 45 to 90 seconds. If it is longer than that, it's too long. I don't want you to do that much work, right? We're down to the end of the school year. We don't want to make it any harder than we have to. So 3 tips is probably the best. You could do 5, definitely not more than that, because by the time you try to make visual aids to go with it, it's just going to be too long. All right, so write a script and record your audio. You can record it on your phone if you want. So step out into the hall. You can take out your Chromebook and do it. If you don't have a sound recorder on your Chromebook, because I don't know if you do or not, there's a site here you can click on that will let you record. It's this site here. I used it on my laptop just to see how it worked. I just hit start. I had to allow because something popped up here, and then it started recording me, and then I could export as an MP3, and then I played it to listen to it to make sure it was good, and then I saved it. So you could use that if you don't have anything else. That should work fine for you. Okay, now once you do that, you're going to create your fancy fun title slide. It needs to have your project title, the publication it's from, and your name. And then you're going to insert your sound file. And I put it on here exactly how you're going to do it. I would suggest that you go ahead and add some real light background music just because it's going to sound really awkward. And you can't hear mine because I can't record on this and play that sound at the same time. But if you were to hear it right now, when I play this, you won't see the whole screen because it's bigger than your screen is going to be. But it's all going on in here. And right now I'm talking and there's music in the background. And then this is going to run and you're going to see all this stuff happening. Okay. I'm going to close out of this. Hit escape. All right. So you're going to have all of this different stuff happening, okay? I have 17 slides. I'm going to say 15 to 20 is probably about what you're going to need, okay? And the first slide, notice I have 2 speakers. One is my narration, and one is the music. The bend sound is the music. I'm going to have these set to certain things, and I have it over on Canvas telling you what to do. But when you insert your audio, and when I click on here, it'll bring the audio thing back up. When you insert your audio, you're going to tell it to start automatically and to play across the slides, and you're going to want to hide it during the show. That way we don't see these speakers when we hit play. In order to have your sound, like music, and your sound of you talking at the same time, you have to set you talking to with previous. And again, they both have to be set to those same things. Again, to get to that, you have to click over here on it. You have to set it to play across the slides. Okay? And if you don't say with previous, then it's not going to do anything until the whole sound is done. So you don't want to do that. These both have to be with previous, and the next thing has to be with previous also. Then once you get to the next slide, you can start doing it however. Okay? So that's how that's going to work. You're not going to want the sound for the music to be loud. So see how I have this little volume thing? That's me. And if I go over to the other one, if I can click on it, that's the music. I turned it way down because you just want it to be in the background. It's going to be louder than you think. If you have headphones in, you'll hear it better. But please, when you record your audio, like speak up. I know it's awkward to speak up, so spread out in the hallway somewhere, like get away from people, but speak up. I've got to hear you. So get your mouth close to that microphone, or like I said, use your phone and record it on your phone and convert it to MP3 somewhere, and then pop it onto your drive to use. Okay, so once you get it all set up with the sound, at that point, like I said, you want to have your title slide. I just showed you an example of mine, and then you're ready to create your slides. And you kind of have to have the script first because you need to know what's going to happen here, right? You need to look at your script and decide, like, how am I going to break this up? Get kind of your basic content on there first. Worry about the timing later on. Just kind of get everything on there first. Also, make sure you go into that slide sorter view and add some transitions. So when it goes from one to the other, it changes a little bit. So like here I have that one kind of fading in, and then this one I have it kind of going that way. So, add some different transitions so it's not so plain as it goes from slide to slide, because those transitions will also serve as animation to make it more interesting. So consider doing that. I think that's going to make it really good. As we went over the other day in class, when you're working on these, make sure you're using this animation pane. When you click on your items, you can go up to your animations tab and set what you're going to do. I have found Wave works really good with text. So if you draw a text box, Wave has it do that little thing that you saw there. It just kind of does that sort of thing. So that's a good one to use. I think that's pretty specific. And on the emphasis one, underline is one of the emphasis ones. See how it does that little underline thing? It's that emphasis underline. That's a good one too. Also, this swivel is good if you want it to look kind of like it's drawing, well, coming in. That one spins in. But on one of my other ones, I have it where it kind of draws around it. I don't remember which one. But anyway, so make sure you're incorporating not only pictures, but also maybe animations, shapes, but keep it simple. I mean, look at my slides. There's like nothing super fancy going on here. I mean, that's words. That's actually an animated GIF, so that's moving. And you can't see animations animate in PowerPoint like you can in Google Slides unless you're playing it. So see, he's actually blinking and stuff. You're not going to see it unless you're playing the slideshow. So just be aware of that. You also can't copy and paste GIF animations. You have to save them and then come in and insert them. So you can copy and paste just plain pictures, but you can't copy and paste animations. Okay. Now let's go ahead and take a look here at, I'm going to go to my page. Let's go ahead and take a look here on, again, how to search Google Images, because I'm not sure I've done this in this class. So if I'm saying puzzled and I want to find an animated GIF for that, I'm going to click over here on Tools for Images, and for Type, go to GIF. And that's going to give you GIF animation. If it says GIF in the corner, then these are animations. And when you click on them and they open up over here, they should animate. If they animate over here, then you can save the image, and that will be one that you can insert into yours. So that's kind of fun. I like to use animations just because, again, that gives you some more stuff that's happening on your slide. So think about that. That's a fun thing to add in there as well. And then, like I said, just generally shapes, depending on what your topic is, pictures, screenshots, whatever. Okay. Um, Anyway, that's just kind of a general overview. The finished file will be, like I said, about a minute long, maybe a minute and a half at the most is all that we're looking for, but it needs to move quickly. So I shouldn't just have a slide that goes up and it sits there for 10 seconds. If it's going to sit there for 10 seconds, there better be a variety of animations happening. For instance, on this one, actually, this is an animation and the word fun is an animation. So this is playing and they're dancing and the word fun is going, and then I had these animate, so there's kind of a couple things going on that one. This one, these little sparkles animate. So, make sure that you've got some additional things. That slide's a little longer than I like, and I noticed that whenever I was recording it, but I was kind of like, okay, at this point, we've already done too much. But you can see, like, I have a lot of stuff going on, but not a lot of stuff on the slides. So you don't have to have a ton of stuff on those slides. But it does need to make sense, and it needs to, look good and look professional. So, when you're done with it, and you've gotten it all rehearsed. And what I'm saying by rehearsed is like, if this is, this point is create fun content. Na 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 na. And then na 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 na, like whatever you're going to say for those slides. So I've got that all done. I've practiced it. I know how it's going to work. I've got the timing sort of set. All you have to do then is click from slide to slide. So to do that and to have the computer memorize it, you're going to go up to slideshow and rehearse timings. And when you go to rehearse timings, it's going to start playing and you're going to hear it, and you just click your mouse and it memorizes when you click. Okay, so it's memorizing every time I'm clicking right now as I click through these. And then when I'm done, and I'm hitting the X, I'm not done, but I'm hitting the X because say you screwed up, so you hit the X to get out of there, and it's going to say, hey, do you want to save these new timings? And I'm going to say no because my old ones were good. But like if you mess up, you can just X out of it. When it says, do you want to save these timings? Say no. But when you finally get through it and it's all good, say yes. And then when you say yes, come back down and hit play. And it should play all the way through and it should just be perfect. It should end when it's supposed to end and all of that. Now, I will say if you have music, when you get to the end, you might kind of let the music hang on a little bit after you're done talking, just so you find like a good time in the music for it to stop. So it's not like stopping in the middle of like some amped up beat or whatever. Like kind of wait till it's a little bit more subtle before you end it. And then your last slide, again, have your source. Ben Sound, I give you the link, so yours would probably be the same. And then the source of your article, and then just something sort of related to your topic. I just took a screenshot and put the logo since that's what I was using here. So again, don't be intimidated by the project. It's really a pretty easy project. I want you to have fun with it. I want you to kind of do cool stuff. So find an article that you actually like are interested in, that might be useful to you, or that you'll at least have fun in putting together. Okay, so again, the big thing, fast moving, few words, interesting, lots of slides, a little per slide. That's a big, big deal. And I kept my sound file open outside of PowerPoint because every time you play the PowerPoint, it's going to start from the very beginning. And your sound's only going to play if you start on slide 1. So if you kind of want to just test it, just have that sound file open in another tab, and that way you can play it and listen to it as you go through and do your timing and stuff for that one slide, as far as like duration and what's going to happen after, or if there's a delay, you can set all that. Okay. All right, once you've done all that and you've recorded your clicks with that rehearsed timings and it's good and you've saved the timings, watch the video and make sure that it makes sense. Okay, make sure that it works, make sure that everything looks good. You might want to just put some clicks on your script, like you can print it out and then like put where you need to click on your script so you know when to click, and that will make it easier too. And then when you're finished, you are not turning in the PowerPoint file. You're going to export this out as an MP3. You'll go to File, Export, Create a Video, and then hit the big button that says Create Video. And I will say, save it to your desktop and not your OneDrive when you first save it, because I saved it to my desktop the first time, or I saved it to my OneDrive the first time, and it was super glitchy. So save it to your desktop, test it, make sure it works, and you can copy and paste it so you have it on your OneDrive, but let's save it to your desktop first and upload it to Canvas from your desktop. Canvas will not accept the PowerPoint. It has to be the MP3. All right, that's enough to get you going. This is what you should be working on all hour today and all hour next time. It'll be due in on that third class period. You won't have the whole hour that third class period, so you want to be able to wrap it up, get it recorded. It takes a few minutes to export, so whenever you get done, it's not like you can export it right when the bell rings because it'll take a couple minutes. All right, let me know if you have questions, and again, have fun.